Welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us once again. We're so happy that you're here. I'm your host, Jill Bauer, and joining me once again today is your co-host, Dayton Barnett. We manage the public relations and social media for Shores and Islands, Ohio's destination marketing organization. Dayton and I bring you The Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities and the events and attractions we think you'll want to know more about, and hopefully come visit us up here. Hey, Dayton, how's it going?
It is going great. I'm thrilled to be here and happy to be soaking up this surprisingly just crazy heat that we've been having every now and then. And the sun's just been popping, but it's been an really interesting
weather couple of weeks, hasn't it? It's been hot, it's been chilly, it's been sunny, it's been rainy.
Yeah, it's been all over.
And you've been out and about. I've seen lots of places you guys, you've been out on social media. What have been some of your favorite spots you visited recently?
I would probably have to say, I think maybe towards the end of June, Pirate Fest. Pirate Fest is pretty fun always. It's nice to see the kids out there because they're always like full out gear and, learning how to be pirates. So it's really hands on. I love to see that. And then now we're in July, and so June was a heavy month. June was a heavy month for events pretty much everywhere. And July it's not slowing down, but there's lots of smaller things that are happening around. We got KI, got Talent. I know that's huge on Kelly's. You got Apricot Fest over at Twin Nose, and I don't know what we'll get into today. Maybe we'll tap on it, maybe we won't. But we also got the Boardwalk Nights over at Cedar Point.
We'll definitely tap into that today.
Yeah, so it's lots of small things happening around, of course, the big thing, Ironman, that's going to be towards the end of the month, which is going to be a crazy couple of days of an event.
Yeah, hopefully y'all listened to that episode a couple of weeks ago. We interviewed the race director for the Ironman 70.3. Go back and listen if you haven't, because that event is coming up, and that one is going to be a huge one for the region as well. Anything else that you want to share about what's coming up on social media, Dayton?
As always, just keep an eye out, keep engaging, and have fun with it. If you got anything you want to say, feel free to say it in the comments, shoot us a DM, whatever you need to do.
Absolutely. And if you don't know where our social links are, find them on our website, shoresandislands.com. Today, I think this is our first repeat guest. I think this is our first time having somebody back. So we also have a new friend joining us from a place like no other. That's right. Today we get to talk about Cedar Point Amusement Park. Joining us once again is Cedar Point Director of Communications, Tony Clark.
Hello.
Welcome, Tony. Also joining us is Lisa Jones, Director of Live Entertainment at Cedar Point. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. Hello. Well, thanks for having me.
So happy to have both of you.
It's great to be back. So the first time that someone's been back a second time? That's exciting.
I think so. I think you're our first repeat guest. So
do we get a badge or a winner or something?
It's in the mail.
Ooh, Lisa is motioning a sash. Because she's an entertainment. She's an entertainment.
Like you need a sash.
Yeah, so she's all about the sashes and the sparkle and the fancy stuff. I just want a banner.
All right. Well, like I said, you're our first repeat guest, so it's a work in progress. We'll figure something out.
Okay, we'll let it slide. It's okay. We appreciate it though. Thanks for having us back on.
Of course.
Absolutely. So since we have both of you here, let's start with a little bit of basic information about the entertainment options offered within the park, which, saying it out loud, that is a very minimal statement compared to what you guys probably offer. But if you could put it down best you can, I've personally always been a fan of the live shows and the talent of the performers. It's always been top notch. It's always been so energetic and engaging, so much that little backstory, I used to manage a Sweet Spot in the park, and when they had the 150th parade, it would stop right in front of Sweet Spot, and us, a couple of the workers, including myself, we would every day learn the dances, and we'd be in the mirror learning the dances, and eventually a lot of the dancers caught on, and they would love to see it. It was an amazing time. But so if you could tell us a little bit about what guests that come to the amusement park can expect this season in terms of entertainment.
Sure, I'd love to. We have a lot of new entertainment offerings this year, which is really, really exciting. All of our core summer entertainment is open. The Boardwalk Nights event that we're going to talk about is a special event, so it's considered a bit separate from our core entertainment. We have a brand new show called Class of 99. It's a 90s style themed show in the Jack Aldrich Theater near the front of the park. We have a show in the Red Garter Saloon that's new this year called Back Then, Right Now. And it's basically a mix of current country, but also a lot of the classic and Southern rock hits that are so nostalgic that a lot of people love. So that's brand new. We have a show on Celebration Stage called The Rally. The last several years, we've had a show called Pep Rally out there that was more cheer themed. This has a different theme of same very energetic hip hop kind of grounded, super fun, lots of intense dancing, band, singers. It's great. You should check that out. And then we have the Swell Tones are back. They are back in front of Coaster's Diner. That's a 6-person acapella group, basically. It's 50s doo-wop style, and some of it's true doo-wop and some of it's current music sung in the doo-wop style. So that's super fun. And then, of course, we still have the Peanuts Gang. They do appearances in multiple places. They do some appearances in the Boardwalk area, as well as Planet Snoopy, Camp Snoopy, and there are 2 kids shows at Camp Snoopy that are Peanuts themed as well. Snoopy's Dog Days of Summer and Party with the Peanuts are both performed back at Camp Snoopy. So all of that programming is up and running, as well as Bands in Residence is back this year.
Love that. That's
been a wonderful endeavor. We are very fortunate to have 3 different stages this year: Farmhouse Kitchen stage, the Back BQ stage, and then the Sandbar, which is out on the beach in front of Hotel Breakers. We have a different band every week at every single one of those stages. So it's a great way to experience new and up and coming talent and changes. So come on back, check out a new band. I believe the detail on which bands are where each week is still on our website. And there's just a lot of exciting variety in the music and styles and different artists and just kind of something for everyone.
Is Color Me Bad in the Class of 99 show? I haven't seen it yet. So forgive me. I not said that to you in front of you. Is Color Me Bad in there?
I don't believe Color Me Bad made the cut, but there's a lot of other boy band stuff in there. Backstreet is in there. NSYNC is in there. There's Spice Girls is in there. Britney is in there. It was the 90s. There's a lot of great stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor, so to speak. But it's everything in there is like going to be a song you go, oh, I remember that one.
Can I request Color Me Bad for 2025 maybe in a different show? Just throw it in there for me, just random.
Sure, like randomly.
Little
and
Easter
for
egg.
Tony Clark.
Little Easter egg in the show. Anyway, sorry.
Only if you're performing, Tony.
No, they've already told me I can't. I have other duties as assigned, and that's not one of them. So I did that. You know what though? I've told her since I started here. We've known each other since I got here, and I said, you ever need someone to step in if someone like sprains an ankle or needs some vocal rest, I can pop in. And you know what? And truth be told, this talented lady across from me has been on our stages performing as well. So she got that dual talent where she runs the department pretty much and also could step in if needed. So maybe there's an opportunity.
Yeah, we'll do a duo show, you and me.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
We should get run for one night, and that would be it. One night only.
I don't mean to take over the Shores and Islands podcast, but we should really
go for it.
Wouldn't it be fun for the staff with musical talents to do a weekend show that people could come and see? I think it'd be fun.
I'd go watch it.
It's just an idea. All right, sorry about that. Go on.
If there's a petition, we'll be the first 2 to sign up.
And I'm going to sing "Color Me Bad."
Perfect.
Maybe, I don't know.
So keywords here that we got are, it's a large variety, and it is something happening for everybody and their taste of music and performance. So that is awesome. And yeah, it's a great opportunity to catch new talent for people to view it and for the, artists and entertainers themselves, opportunity to really get out there. Where do you recruit these entertainers from, or do they come to you organically?
It's a bit of a mix. We do a pretty extensive audition tour. It starts usually in November. So November of this year, we'll be starting looking for talent for summer 2025. And we use those auditions to recruit for summer, for fall, and for our holiday offerings at our 2 resort properties as well. So we begin in usually early mid-November, take a break around Christmas, and then January through March is pretty intense as far as a lot of road time. We go to several large combined auditions and a mix of ones at different universities and select schools that are strong performance schools. Plus, we also accept video submissions. We get a lot of great talent from video submissions. as well. And then we usually finalize our casting around the middle of March for the summer season. We're casting currently for fall. So if anyone out there is interested, send us a video if you're interested in fall and potentially holiday season work as well. That casting is going on right now. So it's sort of a mix. We do have auditions here on property, actually, at Cedar Point at least once a year, sometimes more frequently, but there's a lot more time on the road. And we usually see about 3,000 to 4,000 talent per year. Wow. And for summer this year, I believe we have around 70 or so on-stage personalities in park that we choose out of that 4,000.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people, a lot of talented people that you get to observe, and then how you pare it down to those that you invite to perform. Have you ever, Lisa, had any performance alumni from the park go on to do other things in the industry?
Oh yeah, we've got people on Broadway right now. We've got one guy that I believe he was on tour with Journey earlier this summer. I don't know if that tour's still going on as guitar player. We've got a guy, he actually, absolute sweetheart. He's actually semi-local. He's from kind of the Cleveland area. He is on tour with Megan Maroney right now and Kenny Chesney. He's Megan Maroney's bass player.
Nice.
Shout out to Alex Jernett. Thanks for being amazing always. So there's so many. There are just so many that are on Broadway now, have been on Broadway, are now moved on to directing, even all the way back. I mean, Stephen Flaherty performed here, and he's just a huge name in the Broadway world. So it's really exciting to see talent and then see them go on and succeed.
Look, I think the coolest part about that is the talent that has performed here. They come from all different backgrounds, vocalists, singers, dancers. And when they do go on, I see a lot of artists who thank their vocal coaches or their teachers.
Right,
high school, they go back to the high school and they thank them. I think that's the same kind of thing with here. It's like they go on to do these bigger things, but they never forget where they came from. And of course, they want to give that back. So you know what? Absolutely go see them, right? Like if you helped, get this artist to where they are today and they want you to see them on the bigger stage, absolutely.
He was on Broadway in Back to the Future, the musical, and now he's on tour with Back to the Future, the musical, and he and a bunch of his cast were in the park on Monday. Just came back to say hi.
They were just in Cleveland a couple weeks ago. I saw that.
He's part of that company. So they did they'll do a Q&A sometimes with performers that are here now and just sort of how to make the next step. How do I get to do, tours and things like that. So we have a really great relationship with a lot of talent that's gone on to do some incredible things.
Oh, that's great. And it sounds like Cedar Point can be a great springboard if you're looking to, break into the entertainment industry. So maybe look for, one of those great entertainment jobs within the park. So let's pivot. You mentioned earlier the Boardwalk Nights event. So it's coming up in a couple of weeks. July 19th is when that event starts. This evening event will take place nightly from 7 to 10 p.m., excluding Tuesdays, through August 18th. And from your guys' website, it says, when the sun goes down, the thrills heat up at Cedar Point's Boardwalk Nights. Surround yourself with the sights, sounds, tastes, and energy of Cedar Point's classic beach boardwalk after dark. So tell us all about Boardwalk Nights. What can we expect?
So this is a brand new event that we're debuting this year that it doesn't replace, I guess if you're a regular visitor of the park, Cedar Point Nights was the event that we had for many years. And it was our activation of the beach because we looked at the very thing we're famous for, our mile-long beach, that we never really fully grasped how to develop programming out there, whether that be entertainment, games, fun for families, those sorts of things. So over the past 10 years or so, we've really been activating that more and more. There's people that visit that don't even know that we have a beach, and part of this is education. And it sounds silly, right? Because if you're from the area or Cedar
we know
Point,
that's how it all started.
exactly. But we have guests that come that ride roller coasters and think that the big building on the beach is an office building, and no, that's a hotel and you can stay there. So with the development of Cedar Point Nights, that kind of got things going. And then this year we decided to shift things up a little bit with Boardwalk Nights because we have the new boardwalk area of the park, which harkens back to our old days of what the Cedar Point experience might have been back then, but with a modern twist, obviously, with some of the rides and the Cedar Point Grand Pavilion that's there. But then the beach is right there, too. So we wanted to develop a brand new event that would allow us to showcase the beach, showcase the new boardwalk, highlight lots of great food, give guests a reason to visit a second time or come back. to see the park in a different light because, you know, sometimes people are only here for a day. They don't get to get the full experience. So this is a second chance to come see the park again. But it's not just about that. It's about the culinary team doing new foods. It's about games that we're introducing. The biggest part of it is the entertainment, which, how convenient, Lisa's here. So, you know, I'll let her speak to that. But it's a lot of things that you have not seen before at Cedar Point. Larger than life kinds of acts and performances. So I don't know if you should highlight some of that stuff and
sure
how we got there.
Yeah, and the event is Tony's spot on. It's definitely designed to fully immerse the guest and surround them. So they're part of this whole experience. It includes the beach. It also includes our new boardwalk area in park that was new last year to really, you know, activate that's a big footprint, and it'll be very, very active for those 3 hours straight each night except Tuesdays. We have 6 different cirque-style specialty acts, everything from pairs hand balancing. There's a handstand act where she balances on these tiny little posts. There's a teeter board act. There is a fire manipulator. We have, and then our 2 big like anchor acts, so to speak, is we're calling it the Wheel of Destiny. It's sometimes you may have seen if you see Ringling Brothers or other circus things. Sometimes it's called the Wheel of Death. And then we have a high dive act. And so we have all of these different specialty acts that are like cirque style specialty acts. You know, on top of that, we have 6 additional shows, many of which are designed to be immersive that the guests can participate in. And then we have a participatory button activation program that if they participate in these shows, they get a special button. They can collect all of these buttons. There's a live DJ that's going to be on the beach. We're getting a really cool synchronized kite flying act. That's something that we've never had here before. So I'm super excited about that. There's just a lot. There's so much going on to just really immerse the guest. And then the end of the night, I mean, it's everything fully surrounds the guest. So that includes a finale wrap-up moment with all the specialty acts going at once, all the performers doing their things all at once, singing and dancing and twirling these huge, gorgeous pole kites and literally fireworks that fully surround the guests from all sides. We're firing from multiple locations. So it's really exciting, and I'm just looking forward to, seeing it in action.
I wish that you could see my face right now because it's hard when we're doing a podcast, but like jaw dropped. All of the things that you mentioned sound amazing. So I know you said it's kind of in the boardwalk area and some of the things are on the beach. Would it be best to see it multiple times from different angles, or, where's kind of like the best place to go, be a part of all of that action?
Yeah, I would recommend seeing it multiple times. There's literally too much if you're in the park for the finale moment, you're not seeing what's happening on the beach. If you're on the beach for the fire manipulator act, you're not seeing what's happening on one of our 5 different in-park stages at that moment. So there's really, it's a very full 3 hours, and then you can come back the next night or a week later or whatever and have new experiences and see new stuff you didn't catch before. So it's very exciting and nuanced. There's really not a bad seat in the house if you are anywhere in the boardwalk area, for sure.
And are you able to go between the park and the beach? Like, are you able to exit the park and come back in, or once you go out to the beach, are you on the beach? How's that work?
You can pass back and forth. There's a reentry. It would be like if you are, for guests that
like running out to your car or something, you just get stamped.
Yeah, they give you like a reentry thing so you can pass back and forth between the park and the boardwalk area. And some of the acts pass back and forth. The fire manipulator performs on the beach as well as in the park. We have stilt talent, and we have, icon characters for photo ops. They're going to cross between the park and the beach. So there's also acts that pass back and forth as well as entertainment. And there's some cool games that only exist in the park or only exist on the beach, special for this event. So you definitely want to be able to explore both aspects of it.
So is there a separate fee for Boardwalk Nights? Is there any kind of charge for this, or is it part of being at the park?
Are you bracing yourself?
I'm bracing myself.
It's included with park admission.
Yay!
Yeah. Now, obviously, if you want to purchase a drink or two or try a specific game, or you want to buy a specific food item, like those will be obviously extra charge. But the entertainment part of it, all of it is included. So The
what
lights,
a value.
I know. And so the one thing we've been trying to do is, as we talk about Cedar Point being a destination and a multi-day destination at that, is that it's trying to get, we were once touting roller coaster capital of the world, roller coasters. I think we've talked about this before, but, in our first podcast, but we are so much more than that. And so our team's attitude has changed. The resort has changed over the years. The very name resort implies that it's a multi-day kind of thing you want to spend time at. And it's providing attractions and entertainment that are geared towards those who don't ride roller coasters or thrill rides. So that's really the direction that we've been going in, is providing these extra experiences, like even the midway stuff, the performers right here at Coasters, the Swell Tones. So something like that, you don't have to go into a theater to see a show. Like you can actually see the show performing right in front of you. You can interact with it as you're passing by. You can stop for a song. You can stop for all of the songs. And that's the diversity and experiences we're trying to bring. And this is definitely that. I mean, as Lisa's talking about it, I'm like, holy cow. And none of us have seen this event before. So this will be new for all of us.
Yeah.
But to cram that many things in that space going on kind of all at the same time, there's always going to be something to see. This is definitely something we're all looking forward to, and definitely for all ages as well.
So I know you have a variety of different ticket and admission options. One of the things that I did see was there's a Boardwalk Nights bundle. Can you tell me about that? What does that include?
Yeah, we combine a lot of ticket products for those who can only stay for a day. And a lot of them include, many different kinds of things. Some of them will include a dining plan and things like that. So admission and parking is kind of a mainstay for us. But then we add these Boardwalk bucks, and you can use those to purchase things on the boardwalk, essentially. So the games, the food during this event, they can't be used in the park elsewhere, randomly.
Okay. So what are the installations on the boardwalk? I know there's the pavilion there, which has a couple of different dining options.
Oh yeah. The Grand Pavilion is going to be part of this, but we are featuring different food items that are served outside of that. And I think some of the mobile locations, right, Lisa?
Yeah, they're actually going to also partner with some of our icon characters and they're calling them hawker operations, basically mobile locations that sell, special popcorns and cotton candy and things like that. And then there is the Lemon Shaker Shack is what I believe it is called, that there's these various beverages, and one's a very cool lemon drink that it has a whole performance aspect to it, like foodtainment performance aspect to it, where you see them actually shake up the drink and make it in front of you. So that's also going to be part of the Boardwalk Nights experience. It's in the inside park boardwalk area. And then I believe they have some sheds and things that might drop on the beach for food out there as well. So it's not like there's only food inside. And there are games both inside and on the outer part, like the actual beach boardwalk, as well as the inside boardwalk too.
There is a Taterlicious foot-long hot dog.
There is a foot-long hot dog.
It's and I've seen this. We took.
You get to taste test, right?
Yeah. So here's the funny part: we did not get to taste test any of that food. We shot pictures of it, but it was not. It needs to be like in the right temperature and all that. It was definitely set up for photographs. And this is the inside scoop you get on the Shores and Islands podcast. It's an all beef hot dog, foot long, and it's on a bed of tater tots, and then they put pulled pork on top of it, macaroni and cheese, and barbecue sauce. So
wow.
These are not
jaw-dropping again.
No, these are not normal food items. We have our colossal cotton candy also, which is like a boardwalk kind of like classic staple. So you can get a giant cotton candy stick. And then they have the gourmet popcorn, some of the drinks. There are the Grand Pavilion bar and the Boardwalk bar. Those are the two bars. Grand Pavilion, obviously, at the Grand Pavilion. The Boardwalk bar is mobile. And so we've got a pina colada limeade shaker. We got a triple berry lemonade shaker, watermelon jalapeno limeade shaker. And then we also have zero proof lemonade shakers. So for the kids and for those under 21, definitely non-alcoholic options that we like to provide and still provide the wow factor, the show. Those have been very popular. The specialty drinks that we've done over the years, like even at Halloween, we do a lot of those. We call them blood bags essentially, but they're alcoholic drinks in a blood bag that you would kind of you would get at the hospital if you
right.
the little drip thing,
like through an IV.
Yes, and they've proven to be very popular. So much, in fact, that most of our Cedar Fair family now has these. We kind of initiated it, and now they all have it. But we are still the number one purveyor of these drinks. But people really became attached to it because they're a novelty item, but they also taste really good. So we made kids versions as well because they want to participate as well. So lots of great beverage options for the whole family. And I would not recommend eating that entire Taterlicious footlong by yourself, unless you're really, really hungry, but you could share that with your
sounds shareable
with your friends. But also if you want to go overboard, there is the Derby Dog Showdown.
There is. It is. I don't believe we're going to have the crazy footlong hot dogs for that. They're just normal hot dogs, but it's a hot dog eating contest as part of the show programming that guests can participate in. And it's we're not going hardcore with like the whole soak the bun and choke yourself. We're not trying to do any of that. But we're kind of going down the road of you have this many hot dogs, who can eat them first? And then the winner of that gets like a special, presentation of a hot dog staff, and they get a special button and all of these things. So that is kind of the piggyback in with the hot dog side of things. And that takes place at one of the in-park stages. It's the giant wheel stage that'll be dropped right in front of our beautiful giant wheel, right kind of centrally located in the boardwalk area.
And that'll be happening every night?
Every day. It actually happens a couple times a night, I believe. And then we have, we also did a spinoff on like the 3-point shootout game, basketball game is there. And a few times a night, we'll just take that over and do boardwalk ball, which is our own spin on, a zany version of basketball. So we have the popcorn girl from the 150th parade that a lot of people know and love.
Oh, yeah.
And she is back by popular demand. She sure is. So she's got a special fancy costume overlay for the event. But we've got giant popcorn balls, and people that participate in the boardwalk ball, there's different rounds. And for her round, you're shooting giant popcorn balls, not basketballs. So there's stuff like that. That's kind of like circusy, zany, fun, because it is that kind of old school boardwalk, carny, circusy kind of energy.
Yeah.
So basically, after all of this, it sounds very simple. Get a season pass.
Yep.
Save time, money, and
you gotta see it multiple times.
Yeah, get a season pass. It'll save you everything. And with so much going on, I don't know if there could be anything bigger, but are there any other big events coming up this season, and or can you give us any sneak peeks on anything that might be coming new for HalloWeekends?
So HalloWeekends is the next big event that is around the corner, and obviously we're working on stuff, but we can't unfortunately share. I know. You would think, hey,
you tried, Dayton.
We gave you a second round on the Shores and Islands podcast. You could at least give us an exclusive.
I guess you're going to have to come back again, Tony.
Well, let me just say this. We always have something new at HalloWeekends. Always. So whether that's an attraction, a show, a midway performance, something that enhances the experience. Obviously, there will be new foods because I did get a little sneak peek of those. I didn't get to eat them, but I do know the menu items that are kind of on their mind to serve, and they are awesome as always. We always offer specialty items during HalloWeekends, but it's a hair too early for that. But we will talk about that as we get closer to the fall, and we'll share that with everyone. Again, if you are coming, but just back to the season passes, not to try to, as we say here, hawking the wares. Step right up, get your pass. The summer pass is the best value if you're only coming through Labor Day. So if you plan on coming multiple times, you don't need Cedar Point Shores. It still includes the parking, and you get to come to Cedar Point only all summer, every day that we're open. If you wanted to go beyond that into HalloWeekends, into the fall, and you want additional benefits, the Gold Pass is the pass to get. So make sure that you look at our pass options online at cedarpoint.com, because if you want to come multiple times just for Boardwalk Nights, let's say that's what you love and you don't love HalloWeekends, you're not a Halloween fan, you want to get that summer pass. So many options for you to visit us. The Boardwalk Bundle, of course, the ticket deals. We also have random flash sales here and there. If you're you just want to come once a year, that's fine too. So yeah, we're trying to be as much of everything to everyone as we possibly can, knowing full well that we never will meet that, but we try to give people as many options as possible. And that really was the birth of Boardwalk Nights. That's why we do HalloWeekends, daytime and nighttime fun. It's not just scary. It's why we have new like giant thrill rides one year, and we'll do family attractions the next, or a brand new show stage with a brand new multi-million-dollar production. Those kinds of things are all part of how we try to make Cedar Point fun for everyone, and not just, again, about the roller coasters. But sorry, that was a really roundabout way of saying we're not telling you what's coming for HalloWeekends. But hey, this is what I do. It's a little bit of a teaser and a little bit of sales pitch.
Of course, I get it. All right, so kind of getting a little bit away from the park really quickly towards the end. We're now in the heat of the summer, obviously, and it's getting real hot. So can you tell us a little bit about Cedar Point Shores, and for how long for sure is the water park open as well?
So Cedar Point Shores is our 18-acre water park. It's here on property attached to Cedar Point. The best part about this park is that it is a separate park. However, it is right on the beach. So you get views of Lake Erie. You also could literally change clothes and go right into Cedar Point and walk just a few feet away. When it does get hot, obviously Cedar Point Shores is very, very busy and very, very popular. So, it's included with your gold pass. And you can also buy daily tickets as well. Obviously, you want to plan it's a big weather, driven business. So obviously the deck chairs get a little popular early in the morning on those hot days. People try to claim their space, but lots of great attractions over there. The biggest one I will never go on is Point Plummet. That's our drop slide where they put you in a tube and it counts down, and everybody. You know what? That's where you and I differ. I will let you ride that, and I will stay on the ground and watch you do it because I just can't do it.
I might have had more fun working it than I have been going down it, but it's so fun watching the reactions.
Lisa's nodding her head going, no.
I'm tapping out of that one too. I'll watch you ride it, Dayton, and I'll cheer you from the ground.
It's like 2 seconds of your life. You're down there so quick.
People always say, "Is there any ride you won't ride?" There's two, and that's one of them. So, but anyway, we do have lots of other great attractions there for kids. Lake Slide Landing, Lemmy's Lagoon for the kids. Lots of great food options. Our culinary team has moved a lot of their talents out there, so you can get homemade recipe style items. We have obviously a wave pool. You can just kick back and relax. We have cabanas too, by the way. So if you want to kind of up your experience, they are available on either side of our wave pool, and you can reserve those in advance. So if you see there's a hot day, you have family coming in town maybe, and you want to, show off, the park you have right here at home, you can get a cabana there. So lots of opportunity there. That's why we also say multi-day destination, because one day is not enough. Because if you do Cedar Point, a lot of people find they can't get to the whole park in one day. And that's just because of our sheer size. It's just so big that 3 days is probably like the sweet spot. And then don't even get me started on all the other things there are to do in the area, the islands, downtown, Port Clinton, you name it, all of these other things that we have in our area. Then it's now a week-long vacation, which really is probably the best thing to do, is to be here for a week with your family. But we are happy to be a part of that itinerary, and Shores gives a nice cool-off option, open through Labor Day daily. And if we do have weather events where it's stormy, or we see storms coming, or lightning, or it's just going to be a bad weather day, we will close it, and we'll let people know on our social media channels. So keep an eye out on those, but head on over to the water park and check that out too if you haven't.
Well, and all of the breadth and variety of things there are to do in the area, and all of the things there are to do, directly on the Cedar Point Peninsula, leads nicely into an opportunity to ask about places to stay. You are a resort, so tell us a little bit about the lodging options you have available at Cedar Point.
The one that I mentioned earlier, the Hotel Breakers, is pretty much our classic beachfront signature hotel. Renovated back in 2015. It's so close to the park. If you really want the resort experience, Hotel Breakers is where you should be staying. It has restaurants inside. It has a bar, the sand bar is what we call the beach bar outside, fire pits outside, a Starbucks, a bar inside. And there's activities on the beach for families during the summer as well that they also activate. And it's steps away from all of our gates. So you could theoretically park your car there and also stay here for a week, because we also are partnered with the Jet Express, who can take you out to the islands from Cedar Point. By the way, we have marinas. We have a marina at Cedar Point and one over at Castaway Bay. So we do have lots of different options there. So that's where you just kind of set it and forget it. You walk to the park, walk to Cedar Point Shores, spend time on the Cedar Point Beach, check out Boardwalk Nights. Lighthouse Point is by far one of our more interesting properties, because we have a variety of accommodations. There's cabins, which are inside, kind of inland a little bit, but they can accommodate up to 10 people. We have cottages along the lake, which have like a balcony that looks out over the Lake Erie and the entrance to Sandusky Bay. They also have grills and things like that. So if you wanted the more like glamping experience, that is definitely the place to stay. But RVing is really popular, and all of the RV slips that we have there, again, different price ranges and different amenities. But if you have an RV, you can stay there. Those are always really, really popular and usually sold out. So the RV industry is continues to grow and be big. Then off property, we have Express Hotel. That's for the more budget minded family. It's got a great indoor courtyard, or in a center courtyard area. It's not indoors, but it's in the donut. It's inside the donut. Interior courtyard.
Is that a word?
Well, yeah.
It's outside. It's a donut hole.
I think courtyard implies that it's
fair.
Donut hole courtyard. That's what we're calling it. But yeah, great outdoor space there. But if you're just looking for a room to stay in overnight and you don't need any frills, that's where you go. We have Castaway Bay Indoor Water Park Resort, which is open year round, has an indoor water park. It's really more geared toward our young families. So there's not only the water park with attractions geared toward them. You're not going to find super high thrill stuff there, but you also have some entertainment programming, which Lisa and her team also manage. So some character meet and greets. There's activities. They do performances in the lobby. You can meet the characters, Gordy and his pals. So lots of great options there. And then finally, Sawmill Creek by Cedar Point Resorts, which is down the road from us toward Huron. And that is more of a lodge retreat. So you're not going to find, a big attractions, lots of crazy things happening. That's definitely where you want to go to get away. Lots of great restaurants, higher end dining. You also have a beautiful pool area with amenities there. And then one of the coolest things we do that Lisa is currently planning, literally a meeting yesterday, is Season of Joy at Sawmill Creek, which is our Christmas event. And I don't want you to get into too many details, but Lisa, that's another great thing to check out.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be going into our third year of Season of Joy this year, and the Sawmill Creek Resort is absolutely beautiful during the holidays. The decor and the lights and everything, it's just gorgeous. It's very cozy, and it's a great place to go and enjoy some different, participate in some different activities and see some shows. And it's a very wonderful, warm, low key way to celebrate, whether you're from the area and you want to just go there with family and check out some stuff and do some, activities. Or if you, are staying and coming in to visit family, choose to stay there, even if you're visiting with family, because there's plenty to do there, when you get sick of your family or just want something different.
It is the holidays.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
But they also have, they have really great event spaces too, which I don't think people realize. There's a giant ballroom. We have meeting rooms. Yep. So if you're looking for a place to have a family reunion, a business meeting, a bigger business meeting, a meeting that's
company holiday party.
Oh, yeah. Those are huge there.
They are. Or even in the summer, a company meeting that's accompanied by a visit to Cedar Point. That's also in there as well. So definitely a place to check out for meetings. And by the way, all the resorts include early entry to Cedar Point. You get in an hour before the park opens to the general public. We have some of our biggest rides open and some stuff for families, discounted tickets, and in some cases, the closest proximity to the park where you can just literally roll out of bed and walk to Millennium Park, which is really neat. So great benefits staying there, great diversity in our properties, lots of different options for different budgets, different styles, different interests. So definitely look at staying here overnight.
Anything else that you guys wanted to share about why people need to get out to Cedar Point this season?
Well, Lisa's going to say, come see all of my shows.
Absolutely.
I mean, why not?
Absolutely. Right? Come check out all the shows. But there is so much to offer here. Before I worked here, we would come with my family. It's just a wonderful place. And Tony's right. It is, you can't do it all in a day. Honestly, even if you just want to do the park, you can't do the park all in a day. So, it's a great opportunity to just go somewhere, just get a cabana on the beach and chill on the beach for a day. Mm-hmm. That's a wonderful, just low key day. I would love to alternate park days with beach days when I go on vacations with family. So, it's lots of opportunities of different stuff to do.
And I will also mention that if you do decide to lay out on the beach and read a book, what's crazy is we have the data and the research to back it up. You'll see a lot of moms on the beach during the day while the kids are in the park.
That's my vacation.
But the crazy thing is,
nothing.
You don't hear the park. Like, that's the most bizarre thing. Like, you may hear a little bit of Magnum in the distance, and you may hear it is. You feel like you are like in a different state, like down south where there's the ocean. Although some people think Lake Erie's the ocean,
because that's what you hear. You hear hear the water hitting the shore. You don't even notice that there's an amusement park behind you.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest things that I think we have is the beach, and to think that that's what started our entire history. You can appreciate it way more. You look at it finally and go, oh yeah, now I get it. Now I know why people came here and got away and didn't, that all this stuff developed around it. It's just a wonderful, rich history we have. And, we continue those traditions and we continue new things too, like Boardwalk Nights. So come and enjoy all of the great entertainment Lisa and her team have lined up. Enjoy all the food and beverage that Chef RJ and his team has put together. It's going to be really, really amazing. The rides, obviously, Wild Mouse, you got Matterhorn and Atomic Scrambler, Gatekeeper, all those rides in that area. They light up nice at night. It's just the whole area is just going to be amazing. So stop on by and see that and enjoy Boardwalk Nights. And for everything Cedar Point, announcements, ticket deals, resorts, if you want to check those out, cedarpoint.com, all of that is there. All of our 18,000 ticket bundles you can possibly purchase are also there. So you can customize your visits depending on what you want, a season pass, a ticket, all of that is there. I joke about it because it's like every day we're like, okay, so season passes. Okay, got it. We'll talk about season passes. And then all of a sudden we have a Boardwalk bundle. Like, okay, Boardwalk bundle. Got it. I'm on that one now. And then there's a flash sale you find or something like that. And you go, okay, got that now. But see, that's what's good about it. It keeps us on our toes. But there's also lots of options for visitors, whether you're here for a day or all summer.
And that's what we tell people as well. The best place to stay engaged and know what's going on is cedarpoint.com. That's where you're going to learn the latest, get the best deals, get your tickets right there, get your lodging packages, all of that at cedarpoint.com. Yeah. So anything else that we need to
We did learn that Dayton likes Point Plummet and Lisa and Tony do not. So I think that's an actual groundbreaking.
Make sure, yes. You heard it here.
Yesterday.
Exactly. I didn't know that an hour ago, and now I know that. So good to know.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Again, thank you, Tony and Lisa from Cedar Point for joining us today on the Shoreline. And of course, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can find more information, including past episodes of this podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. And we'll see you next time on the Shoreline.